Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy BRCzali back here, live from the Sandbox Metaverse game. This is Bullaria. Bull Area. That's how I came up with the name for it, guys. And yeah, if you didn't know, this is a crypto.com NFT project, bullruncrew.io. If you didn't know, now you know, guys. Started off just like I always do. All right, so this episode is going to be a bit different. This is a kind of walkthrough and shouts out to all the people who make this possible, and yeah, Bull Run Crew to make it possible at all. Enchanted Future made these dancing bulls on the blockchain for Bull Run Crew, and yeah, and we all love them. It's a slow start, but yeah, we're kind of lifting off here, and this is my metaverse adventure. So I just want to talk a little bit about what I'm doing and how it works, and yeah, just try to get some new people in here as well. I'm going to give shouts out right now to all the people who are in this series, this episode that I'm creating. And I'd like to start off with Karu, because she's my #1 subscriber on YouTube. And Eric Koo, Jay Wiggly, Jet King, Spendable, Tony G, Venus, Chino Loco, Gonzo Life, Youngstone, Shrolicious, Annuity, this guy, and coming soon, the Brown family will be in the episode, which is Liv Brown and Brown Dog from our Discord. We have a Discord. We have a token in there that you come and get things from the store, win all kinds of prizes if you've been following along with the series. It's mostly been holders right now, but I'm sure some people are going to run across these videos and wonder what it's all about. I mean, I've been shouting it out the whole time, guys. BRC for the win, guys. Let's do this. Let's go. Bulls, horns first into the metaverse, guys. Yeah, BRC. Woo! All right, that's my hype man, guys. That's my hype man. Okay, I'm all hyped up now. Tony G had me listening to Richard Hart today. I'm all geared up, guys. I'm an old gamer, and tell you a little bit about myself that I worked 20 years in the tree service. I was a bucket operator, and I removed storm slag from lines, basically. Anything that was over a line or by a line, that's what I would deal with. It was hazardous and it sucked. I worked long hours, but I had long hours off too. I would do long shifts, and I would play multi-massive online games like EVE Online, Worm Online, RuneScape. If it had currency in it, I could trade for another currency. That's what I was into. Cryptocurrency pretty early in. When I started seeing things like Sandbox come out, I was like, oh man, I have a sight to see right through where things are going. And things like this are great. Especially around a community. And I mean, the community is driven around an artist. We're driven around a PFP, 10,000 of them on the blockchain, which is a token, basically. I was saying that a couple weeks ago. Elon Tusk, one of the radio guys that we have, is around. He does the Mad Hair Society. You can check that out, too. It's also a CDC project. I'm going to give shouts out to the Laid Back Llamas, because they're also in the NFT agency, and the Loaded Lions, which are Crypto.com's project. And it's the utility, guys. I mean, it's everything that's behind it. Is there a community that's cheering it on? Is there people in the community that's doing things? I mean, when that dies, then that's it. If it gets a huge uproar and then it just kind of fizzles out, that's the project. But if you have like a slow, steady go and base, and you see new people coming in, and new things are being talked about, that's how you know a community is going to make it. That's how you know the project's going to make it. Invest in fewer projects. That's my advice to anybody in this space, in the NFT space. If you don't think it's full of scammers and you think it's just this nice place, it's not. People are always looking to get something from somebody else. Everybody's looking to make a buck. This is all about money, and we make money. That's the crazy part about it. We make the money. So, that's like cryptocurrency. If you don't know anything about cryptocurrency, you got to do your research about it. But I was listening in today, like I said, Tony G took me into a space where Richard Hart was talking, and he had created Hexcoin, and he's like the sole proprietor of Hexcoin. He created a cryptocurrency, and he's rich, and he has Bitcoin and all this stuff, and he's a troll. I mean, he's one of the greatest trolls, I think. I've listened to him quite a bit. Is it a Ponzi scheme? Sure, it might be. Is anything a Ponzi scheme? If it fails, yeah, I mean, why not? That's exactly what it is. They were arguing the case for Bitcoin, says that, there's scammers even in Bitcoin, that they can create them, and, there's back doors and loopholes. And we all know there's loopholes because a man made it. Anything that a man makes is taintable, or is tainted already when he makes it. Getting behind honest people, I think, is, the greatest part about it. But cryptocurrency as a whole, can't you see, we're making all these coins. Everybody has a chance to make a coin. I mean, you could go right now and code your own coin. It costs a good buck to get it on exchange, but you can make it yourself. I don't know a whole lot about the coding aspects of it, but I understand what it's doing in principle of speed, of money transfer. That's the most valuable part of it. We'd all be walking around blowing gold dust at each other. Be like the wrestler, Gold Dust. Could you imagine that? I mean, oh wait, we already are like that, ain't we? Yeah, I don't know. With all these new movements coming out, we're all going to look like Gold Dust. That's what's going to happen. We're all just going to be walking around with gold makeup, and we're going to be super billionaires, and we're just going to be blowing gold dust at each other. But yeah, guys, seriously, I'm building out a world here based around all the characters that I talked about are actual characters, and a lot of the storyline and the stuff that I have already is based around our chat. I mean, every project could be doing this, something like this, having somebody dedicated to do something, to release something every day, to talk every day to everybody. When it grows stagnant, it's when there's nothing going on, or it doesn't interest anybody anymore. You can only go so far with certain events. I mean, even the giveaways. Over the last few BRC radios, there's been a lot of talking to, just trying to speak out to the community. I hear Bull Tamer, and they had 21 million on. I'm not a fanboy per se. I'm really not. I'm not looking for a following either. What I look to do is add value to anything that I see. In any game that I was there, and I am here to make money too. I want to make some money. Everybody loves money, But as for this product, the Sandbox, this is the great one, and there's a bunch more coming out too. And I heard people talking all kinds of stuff about what they think about the space. What I think about the space is that it's just another broader expansion of making communities, of bringing people together around something that they like, and then creating something out of it that lasts a lifetime, or enriches the families of the people who invested in it. Because that is the principle right there. We could all do that. We could just Sam, Tom, Dick, and Harry, start off the first one, Sam, everybody buys a coin from him, and then the first 1,000 people that were into that coin get rich off of everybody else buying off of them. Because we all know that we spend things on things that we don't necessarily need. Hey, I mean, even Richard Hart buys Twinkies. They called him out today. He was 290 or something like that, and he said he was a fat god. It's unbelievable, the people in the space. But you know what? But that right there that's him. That's him. And there's other people. There's people who are absolutely 100% nice. I'm a guy that don't really trust 100% nice. I'll give it to you straight like that. I'm gonna tab in here because I do want to do some building with you guys and show you guys the other aspect of what I'm doing here and what I'm trying to create. Because I had noticed that I got a bit of headwind here, and I'm trying to maintain a certain level of progression. As you guys may expect from me, an episode a week. I want to try to make it 3 a week. I want to try to make it 4 a week. Maybe I can make a video every day. Maybe I'll show you guys building up to it, and then we'll drop the video or something like that. Whoa, I just went way up into the tree for like no reason there. Might be skipping a little bit, guys, because I've never really done this in building mode. And it probably is skipping right now, but everything's changeable. Like I said, I've said on previous videos, I've never taken you guys into the editor per se. But yeah, you can move everything. Everything's movable. You know, I just sort of randomly place stuff on this board too this time. You know, this are trenches that got during that battle that was talked about on the last episode. Oh, okay, I'm skipping a bit here. I'm just going to kind of zoom out here. And then I'll zoom in. And then we'll tab in here in a minute too. I'm going to tab in. There's a lake that I had started making. We're going to do a little bit of character stuff. And I'm going to fly around here a little bit. See, I had these, kind of went through here and was going to make kind of tentacles out of the middle of these flowers like this. Wow, it's really skipping bad here, guys. I might not even be able to do too much of this in like this. But yeah, all the assets are made. You create assets, these assets, and you could get them pre-built too. And there's a lot of buyable ones. So I bought some assets from the Sandbox game. So I've spent some money making these EPs for you guys too. But that's not really the point of it. The point of it is that, you know, I want to make a YouTube channel that carries on and that maybe, you know, part of the BRC brand. Bull Tamer had said something about maybe connecting our two metaverses together. Yeah, I guess I'll talk a little bit about too. I disappeared the other day. You know, it kind of reset everything because I had a different direction to go in. But I was kind of mad too because Tamer said on the radio, it was kind of like sub-community said that I was part of the sub-community. So yeah, that kind of got me bothered there, you know, especially being a voice that's already spoke on the radio and a figure that's in, you know, BRC as a whole. And yeah, I got a little perturbed by it, but you know, I shook it off and I keep going because, you know, I know that they're building their brand as well. But, you know, when it was introduced on the first few weeks of the radio, it was like, you know, that we were the people that were going to be, you know, building this stuff. And Jet King had mentioned that it was Sandbox, and now, you know, they kind of leaning towards, they're going towards whatever they want for the Sandbox. And they just released a new, a little 30-second video about, you know, what they're doing. There's little cryptic messages in there and stuff, and you know that it's nice to see that they're moving now. You know, I didn't have any doubt that they were because I know how long it takes. And they want to put value behind it. Like, they want it to be complete. Like, if they're going to make a board like this, it's going to have all the storylines. It's going to have all the quests. You're going to be able to collect BRC immediately. You're going to be able to, you know, well, not BRC, Sand probably from the game, because Sandbox actually hooks it up for the people so that when they play their game, they actually earn Sand. You know, Sand's a full-fledged cryptocurrency, if you didn't know. And, you know, I'm talking to all the people who do know already as well. I don't ever want to sound regurgitated or sound like I'm skipping over the same thing over and over again, because that's not me. I like to make forward progress all the time. That's what you should be doing, guys. You know, don't sit and talk about the same things over and over again. Move the storyline, move the narrative, keep it going. Yeah, I mean, it is what we make of it. You know, I hate when people say it is what it is. It isn't what it is. It is what we make of it. You know, and if you're not making the full amount out of it, you know, I mean, that's why we got margin tradings. Here we go. Let's get into something like that, because that's what a lot of people are doing when they're getting into all these different projects. And then when they do go up, they just sell off immediately and they never look at the project again. They're not supporting it. They're just there to trade the floor. That's it. You know, I mean, and I've seen that even in our space, in the Bull Run crew, even in our Bull Run crew, people have done the same thing. We had Nons kind of, you know, trading the floor, and he made some money, and people were kind of crappy about it. And you know what? People can do whatever they want like that. You're allowed to trade like that. You know, it's not illegal. And a lot of people complain about it, but hey, what are you going to do? You know, it's the value that we add behind it. I mean, if you grab bulls and you're holding on to them, waiting for everybody else to add value to them, you know, and as most of the holders will do that, and it will be worth more as we add value to it. But I hate to say, people keep blaming it on the bear market. It's not really about the bear market. It's about what you're doing. Hey, if you got wrecked in cryptocurrency lately, or you bought in back up a ways, I feel sorry for you. I do. You learned your first lesson. That's all I got to say. I'm trying to give my opinions here about where all this stuff is going, about the NFT space itself. I've heard everything from exclusive clubs to memberships to everything, anything. It's going to go to real estate. It's going to go to musicians that want to launch their own stuff. It's all about us making our own money, basically. It's all about us watching our own money too. Because if you sit and look at it about liquidity too, and to get back into that aspect of it, is that it's all about where we put our money. If you're spreading your money into 10 different projects and one of them blow, you might, that's what most people are hoping, that one of them makes up for all of them. But I think you want to like it before you get into it. Some of them have no utility at all, but they're fun. People like fun. People like laughs. They go to different discords to get different gifts. They go there to talk to different people. It's a plethora of things. We're making multi-massive communities, multi-massive online games. There's a whole bunch of different games. I heard 21 million talking about Second Life. I played Second Life back in the day. There was so many people. You could make your own stuff there and sell it back then. You could make it right in the game. Like all kinds of different stuff. I think I made something there. It was like an arena or something like that, and like popped out of a box. Like it was the coolest thing ever back then. You could like do this, what I'm doing here, even back then, like RuneScape or Worm Online, where every coin in the game was already worth €1. One silver coin was worth €1, and that you're talking back then, EVE Online, and all these other places. Can we have 10,000 people that want to play in Valeria? I think so, eventually. If I can bring it to par to where the Sandbox is, maybe get some help along the way, would be great. I have tons of ideas about where it's going to go and where I'm going to take it. And I have the support of quite a few people here on this page, and this is a good start for me. See, it helps people get out there, it helps people get noticed and things like that. I've been thinking about doing something that had, content of value. Now, I have my own project as well, if you guys want to check it out. It's called Cryptic Wiz. I haven't pushed my project on anybody since I've been here. I have a full website, a mobile edition. You can let the kids check it out too. They can move the cards around the screen. My son loves it. He sits there and moves the cards all around the screen. It's crypticwiz.com. And I'm kind of mixing my project with this project, where my project started. And yeah, it's just anywhere you want to take it, guys, pretty much. And I seen that right away. Like I listen to a lot of like Gary Vee and all these other guys, talk about it being, your Stretch Armstrong or your Care Bears. The Care Bears are here already. They have a fan base and they're here. That's what we're trying to do too. We're going to building a brand. We want a fan base. I'm talking to all the holders right now. Hold on, diamond hands. I'm telling you, the bulls that you have are definitely going to be worth money. There's no doubt in my mind about it. We're on a slow and steady roll here too. More and more people coming. I see new people in there all the time. New people getting even higher holder levels, which is cool. We have holder levels that you could get different amounts of BRC for if you hold different amount of bulls. And I hope this isn't boring you guys. Maybe you don't like to hear me talk per se, or maybe you just like to see your character. I don't know. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to log in. I'm kind of in first person mode this time, just so I can, just walk around and look at some of the stuff that was here. Maybe you guys didn't see. Really loud Harley just went past my house, so you guys might have heard that. Sorry about that. Let's see what's going on here when we get this going. I kind of laid some of this stuff out where I wanted to do different things in different areas, like this over here too. I got a lake going on, and there's some other things where people will be hanging out, or we'll have different oh, and I did find out too, it's going to be in first person mode. It's going to look kind of weird probably, but you can run. Yeah, look how much faster you can go. Remember on the other videos, guys, I was always walking like this. I just figured that out. Like, I'm figuring out a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm brand new to this. You guys see it from scratch when I started off, and I'm talking about who's my #1 subscribers. And I mean, it must be cool for you guys to walk through this adventure with me, the people who are actually following along. And I do appreciate all you guys. I really do. And if I've been seeming like a bit of a trolley in chat lately, I have, because I see some things, and I read between the lines a bit on some things that I don't particularly like, but I won't talk about here. I try to keep it feng shui all the time about things. I have my little quirks about me, like we all do, but I think mostly we should see that what a person's doing, and not exactly what a person's saying, because I think we hold on today to too much about what people are saying and not what they're doing. Because that's not cool. If we start to talk about what people are saying only and not what they're doing, yeah, that's not a good thing. And we're all oversensitive about everything. I can't offend you, but you can offend me as long as your opinion's right. Opinions, everybody's got one. You know what they're like, and I'm not going to say it here, but yeah, it's just the things that we create in community. Shro said that on the radio the other day, and I admire what he says about that he discovered it, and then he discovered community. He discovered people, and that's what he likes to do. And I've seen Shro since the beginning, that with the giveaways and things like that, and always greeting the new players and stuff like that. That's really what it's all about. Definitely, absolutely. Everybody's doing a little piece of something to help out, making a little something, doing this or doing that, and just generally greeting people. Yeah, everybody gets a little PO'd sometimes. Maybe things ain't going the way they wanted them to. Maybe they ain't getting as much attention as they wanted, or something like that. It's never like that with me. I don't want attention. I want to bring value. That's why I have all these characters are the holders. It's not for me. I ain't making any money off of this. I might someday, maybe, if my videos catch on, but otherwise than that, I'm not really making anything off this. What I am doing is making sure, Tony G said it on the radio too, that I'm kind of making you guys immortal, and that's my principle. So look at this crazy scar. This uncertainty left this scar as part of the story. The BRC energy's under here. This is a crazy battle that happened, and I'm going to make sure that I flesh it all out. And yeah, like this whole world, I have to still fill all this stuff in, and make sure that everything has missions on it. All your characters will have missions on it, so when your kids go to look, it'll be really cool. Maybe when they play it later on, I'm hoping that I will make it that far. Maybe I'll make it to I can get some subs and donations so that I can keep this going too. I mean, I'd also like to discuss a little bit about why I don't have a YouTube channel on the Discord anymore. I told Bull Tamer to take it away, just for the simple fact that I don't want people thinking that I have some kind of advantage. That's like I don't think that I'm going to win the buildable because of who I am. And if I do, people will think, oh, it's just because of who I am. And that's what happens when you get to the top. The top is a very lonely place. And that's why a lot of people on the top turn into really, you think they're arrogant assholes, excuse my French, but they're not. They're just at a place where nobody else can touch them, and nobody else knows how to interact with them. You don't know what to say. They're in their own world, basically. And that's those people right there are the people that you really want to be around too. A lot of them, some of them are crazy. I'm not saying all of them, but and really learn about how you look and the perspective on life. I don't want to regurgitate anything that I've heard over YouTube for the last year. It is do your own research, but I mean, come on, everybody's reading about all this stuff. I see Web3 as a place where we all are building something that we want to build, whether it be a communications or a radio or just helping people out in general, or, just a place that you feel like, you belong. Because that, in the end, that's what people really want. They just want to feel like they belong to something. And I think that that's like games too. Games or anything else, when you make communications with people overseas, I hear a lot of people talking about the real world aspects, and then people get into it just to try to stop people from using the internet, all the time. Hey man, you could go outside with the internet. I have to keep in communications with all kinds of people. I text my loved ones during the day. I'm always in constant communication. We always have our phones. We're always looking at stuff. It's in the palm of our hands. It's hard not to. Do I recommend going out and, just sitting in the grass and watching the night and going crazy places and doing crazy things? Yes. That's what life's all about. When we make it here, and a lot of us are here for financial freedom. We want these things to be worth thousands of dollars later on, to help us out, help our kids out, help retirement and all this other stuff. Are NFTs going to do it? I don't think so. I don't think that that's going to be our retirement process for the end anyway. I mean, if you're buying a whole bunch of NFTs right now and that's what you're doing, I think definitely you're going in the wrong direction. If, you're spreading it around in a lot of different places, yes. Cryptocurrency, this, that, you got to do some stocks, you got to do this, plethora of things. Variety is the spice of life. And I believe that, wholeheartedly, that, it's not just one thing. In projects like this, though, like an NFT project, I think there may be just a one-time thing. You go all in on what you're doing. I always go all in, that's me. That's my mentality. I'm just giving my opinions on here because I see a lot of people like to watch and listen to these radio shows and listen to people break things down. And, they're just basically telling them good common sense. And some people don't have that anymore. Some people are confused at how fast the world's moving. And they just need a little guidance to help them get in the right direction and stay in the positive atmosphere. Now, a lot of people would say that I'm not positive all the time, and I'm not. I'll give you a troll face. I'll give you the playful banter, the war cry. I will give it all to you. BRC, baby, BRC. I'm the hype guy. I'm one of those people. I can't say that, I don't like to hurt people, but I'll tell you, hey, whoa, what are you doing there, buddy? What's going on? I'm that type of guy, and I think I see from this space most of all creating communities. Now, when I get into the deep aspect of it, of where I think the space, about how the space is, because I'm telling you right now, watch out there. There's a lot of scammers. This space is crazy littered with people who just want to sell you a JPEG. And that's not far from the truth. It really isn't. But I see this space as an opportunity for the building of new games, for the building of new systems, for the building of new communities just in general. And I also see it as a con as well too, because I heard some things today about Bitcoin and about the cryptocurrency, or about why there is so many tokens, or why we're allowed to make so many tokens. Because a lot of people, they feel that all these tokens like that shouldn't be. There shouldn't be this many projects, there shouldn't be this many that, especially when it comes to the monetization of the cryptocurrencies and things like that. These projects, NFTs and side projects, side contracts off of Ethereum or off of this or off of that, all have to do with the fact that all these other coins eventually want to be traded into Bitcoin. That's how I feel about it. I feel like everybody else started making a coin because Bitcoin succeeded. And Bitcoin paved the way for us to have all these systems in place now, to have all these coins and all these different exchanges and all these different projects going on. There's 9 billion of us here. We all have a voice. We all have pretty much the same basic needs that we want to accomplish, same basic needs and necessities that we all need. And yeah, these spaces kind of make it a collaboration of people from around the world too. I mean, that's even better. I went in the Crypto Vision space the other day, and he was talking about that. You know, I know somebody in Singapore now. You know, I know somebody in Australia now. I know somebody in other parts of the world who could talk to me to tell me how their day's going, to tell me how their country's doing, you know, to tell me, you know, what maybe I can expect here, what's happening there might come here. You know, we are allowed to talk to each other. And at the communications level, us being able to communicate back and forth is definitely the basis of all of it. If we cannot communicate and we are silenced in everything that we do, and all of our money's monitored, and you know, we can only spend it on things that are deemed appropriate by the governing body, then that's where we're in a place where we don't really have, you know, the freedom that we want to have. You know, and I know I'm talking to some people in some countries right now that don't have the freedom that they might want either. You know, I'm from the United States of America, and I enjoy huge amounts of freedom, speech, and everything else. And I mean, my house and how I protect myself, how I protect my family. So yeah, you know, I'm going to do another couple segments like this. I'm going to let you guys tell me how you like it in the chat. If you'd like me to keep doing this kind of episodes where I just kind of talk about how I feel about the space and where it's headed. I have a lot of other stuff that I would like to say. Story driven. You know, I'd like you guys to watch the episodes too. The people that are in it especially. Please get involved. Tell me things. You know, I had Brown Dog tell me a bit about his family and maybe one thing that each person liked, or maybe something that you like, or if you watch the episode, maybe you'd like to have something next to you that represents you, or maybe there's something memorable around you, or maybe a dialogue that you would like to speak, or a message you'd like to convey to everybody that might see this video one day. But I'd like to leave all you guys on this note, is that it's only as much as you put into it. It's not, it is what it is. It is what you make of it. And I don't like people who say it is what it is, you know, that's what it is. It's not, you know, because I know one thing. In this space, there's a lot of slow rug pulls. There's a lot of complete rug pulls, fast ones too. There's a lot of speculation, and there's people out there who will not think twice about taking your money. And this is BRCzali, live from the Sandbox Metaverse game. Crypto.com, NFT, bullruncrew.io. If you didn't know, now you know, baby. BRCzali. Peace and love from the Metaverse.